concession stands all throughout the stadium, so folks can go and get concessions once they get inside when the game gets started.
All right. What they cook and not sold, they goes into the concession stand and you get in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. It sounds real good.
We'll see if they can implement the drive-through.
Do that. I don't know how you do that or where you do it at. But just some advice there for the Touchdown Club.
Seems like it'll be a big expense for
yes, sir. Traffic jams.
It works pretty good the way it is.
It works pretty good the way it is.
That would be kind of funny. A drive-through.
Maybe they, how they have that reserved parking. Do they still have that reserved parking out there in the parking lot? Or perhaps maybe with the reserved parking, you could have curbside service from the Touchdown Club to bring your sausage, dogs, and hamburgers to you.
That'd be pretty good.
Just text your order in to somebody up there at the Touchdown Club Pavilion, and they'll walk it out to you, right?
That's an idea. That's an idea. Yeah, pre-order. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Take orders during the week.
Kind of like the drive-in. You drive up in your reserve section, you text into somebody over there at the pavilion and say, I'd like to have 4 sausage dogs and 3 hamburgers and 5 Cokes or something like that. And then they have somebody delivered over to you and do that. You could do that. I mean, who wants to walk, 25 feet? Oh, boy. We are a convenient society these days. We want everything convenient. Yeah. But looking forward to the big game. And of course, I'd like to remind you, we had the Ken Wilder on the other day. We're talking about the new thing the band is going to be doing. The band, as many members as they can, is not mandatory, but they like to have a whole bunch of band members up at Hurricanes Cafe. There at the Hurricane Convenience Store at the intersection of Henson Mosley Road, Joy Williamson, and Highway 84 at the new Hurricanes Convenience Store and Cafe at 4:30, just to kind of get fired up for the game, eat a little bit, socialize, and get ready for the game. And they'll have videos going in there of some of the highlights of Wayne County's game from the previous week and other times. And of course, if you go in the Hurricane Cafe, they got Wayne County paraphernalia all around in there from the high school.
And they tell us they're going to be open after the game as well. So if you're looking for a place to eat after the game, Hurricanes will be open after the game on Friday night.
All right. So that makes it very convenient. Hurricanes open after the game on Friday nights.
Got a great menu.
Okay. All right. Tim Tebow trying to make it in baseball, Bob.
Man.
Michael Jordan didn't do it. Is Tebow going to be able to do it?
No.
He hasn't played baseball since his junior year in high school. And he's 29 now.
I still don't understand why he can't. Minnesota need to give him a call. How he's not in the NFL, I just don't.
I don't understand either. He's a winner. I mean, I would have him in there, and I'd have him as a backup quarterback. I definitely have him as a backup quarterback.
You look at some of these backup quarterback names, and put Tim Tebow's, what he did in the NFL, what these guys do. I don't know. Minnesota's looking for a quarterback. Won't be surprised if San Francisco's trying to unload Colin Kaepernick, so that might be a good place for him to go. But Teddy Bridgewater, just a freak injury, like I said, planted his foot and just tore his ACL.
Tore
his knee with a non-contact drill. So Minnesota's on the look for a quarterback. And I said Dallas, Tony Romo hurt his back. He's out possibly 6 to 10 weeks. So a lot of quarterbacks being injured. It's a violent game. It's hard to keep them upright.
Well, that's the reason why they try to protect the quarterback so much. You have to understand, people say, why so many injuries? Well, it's like I was listening to a coach on the Jim Rome show the other day, and on our Fox Sports Radio AM 1370. Just turn on your AM dial, go to 1370. That's Fox Sports Radio 1370 WLOP, Wayne County's heritage radio station, on the air since 1949, Bob. AM 1370 WLOP is. But somebody wants to know, how strong is the SEC in running for the national title other than Bama?
Yeah, they've won 8 of 10, so odds are pretty good.
Other than Bama, who else in the SEC could be in the national championship hunt? Who could get in those top 4 teams?
A lot of people picking LSU. I mean, LSU's loaded this year. Got Leonard Fournette, Heisman Trophy candidate, one of the best running backs in the country. So LSU's up there. I don't know.
Okay. Other than LSU, now they're picking Tennessee to win the East side. How about them?
No, I don't see them winning the East.
Don't see them in the West. Georgia's going to do that. Okay. Hurricanes parking lot is full this morning. We just got a text in. Hurricanes parking lot is full, which means there's a lot of folks up there eating breakfast there at the Hurricanes Cafe. And just want to say a good shout out to them. I stopped by there this morning to pick up a couple things at Hurricanes. They got WIFO blasting in all the speakers throughout the store and cafe, and we do appreciate that. And Hurricanes, a sponsor of Wayne County football right here on 105.5 FM.
Speaking of SEC, good book came out yesterday. Steve Spurrier's got a book, autobiography about his coaching career and playing career.
He does?
Yeah, it came out yesterday. He was on promoting it. He'll be down in Gainesville this weekend for the Florida. Like I said, he works for Florida now, but he's got a lot of book signings down there. But he was on promoting it yesterday on some TV shows. If you're looking for it.
What's it called? Is that, you remember the title?
I can't remember the but it's excellent book from what everybody says, talking about his playing days at Florida, his coaching days,
Well, if his book is as entertaining as his press conferences are or were, it ought to be a good book.
But he talked about the SEC a little bit yesterday. He's like me. Tennessee's got to give that hurdle of beating Florida. I mean, Florida's beaten them like 12 years in a row. So,
oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so until they beat Florida, they're not going to win the SEC East. So I think the SEC East comes down to what it normally comes down to that day in Jacksonville between Georgia and Florida. So that's what I believe. So.
What does Spurrier used to say about Tennessee? You can't spell citrus
without UT, right?
Yeah. The Citrus Bowl without UT.
Spurrier's got a lot of sayings. Spurrier, he's just honest and funny, though.
He's honest and funny. Yes, sir. He says what's on his mind. He don't hold back. He's not politically correct.
When it was in South Carolina, used to always irritate me because Georgia played South Carolina early, and then they changed the schedule. We played like the third or fourth game, and they asked Spurrier what he thought about the schedule. He says, I kind of hate it. He said every time I played Georgia the first game, they got about 5 guys suspended. Which was always true. But he didn't have to point it out in a press conference. But that's just the way he is. I mean, he's just very blunt, very straightforward, very confident what he did. But I'm sure Florida fans are glad to have him back there on campus in some type of capacity.
I'll just read one of the big linemen for Alabama was found not guilty on his DUI charges. And I know that's got to be making Coach Saban happy that his big I think of offensive tackle, which those are very important, was found not guilty of DUI.
Yeah, Spurrier talked about South Carolina. He says that the surprise team this year in the SEC is he said don't sleep on South Carolina. He says he thinks Muschamp will do a good job at Carolina. So we'll see how that plays out. But speaking of SEC, again, 2 games tomorrow in South Carolina and Vanderbilt tomorrow, and Tennessee host Appalachian State tomorrow.
So they do Thursday night. So once again, those games are what now?
Tennessee host Appalachian State, and then South Carolina will be at Vanderbilt. So 2
Vanderbilt, huh?
2 SEC games tomorrow night to kick it off. So, but the big weekend Saturday, Kirby's still not giving any indication of who the quarterback is. Kind of played the joke with the media yesterday. Claude Phillips' birthday. He said Claude Phillips, sports information director, again, he's been there since I was back in school. So good to see him still there, but just a great guy. But Kirby stands at the podium and says, Claude Phillips' birthday today, and Claude asked for me to just go ahead and clear up this quarterback situation.
Right.
And he said, I'll definitely do that. It'll be a few more days. So he's not giving any indication on, I think it's going all the way up to kickoff. So we'll find out Saturday.
Now, I'm reading here the Jaguars have waived 8 more folks to get down to their, what do they have to have, 55, 56?
75 right
75? Okay, but you have to get down to 50.
You get down to 50, I think.
But Demetrius McCray, 4-year cornerback for the Jaguars, has been released.
That's because we got Jalen Ramsey. That's why.
Jalen Ramsey took over.
Jalen Ramsey's going to be playing that quarterback position.
Okay. I got several other ones they've let go also. Getting ready to get down to that roster level coming up that second Sunday in September.
Jaguar fans are going to be happy with Jalen Ramsey. I said, got to talk to him last week. Very impressive cornerback, good guy. I said,
but you got to have backups, Bob.
Yeah.
Cornerbacks get injured.
They're paying Jalen Ramsey a lot of money.
A lot of money.
He's going to play.
Okay. You can't help injuries. You can't help them, Bob. All right. Any other thing you want to talk about this morning before we get out of here?
Just want to remind, I said the Martha Puckett Middle School football game is going to be played today, but it's going to be played at the Martha Puckett Middle School field. Again, it was previously scheduled for JC Stadium, but it'll be played at the school field at 5 p.m.
Right. So, Martha Puckett in action.
Right.
At Martha Puckett.
At Martha Puckett.
At 5 o'clock. All right, Bob. Have a good day. World famous Butch and Bob show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Black Shear by Jessup Premium Storage out here in the Waycross Highway, by Sonic Restaurant on South First Street, and also brought to you by Parker Insurance Realty on Macon Street in downtown Jessup and Licey's Body Shop on Rainier Road. It is 8:30. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio. WIFO